Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, True Love's Kiss, Part 3. She traveled to the dwarf's house, beyond the mountains, and knocked on the door. Snow White put her head out of the window. "Who are you, old lady? What can I do for you?" "Open the door, beautiful girl. I am very poor. I want to give you some apples to beg some bread for my dying husband. I must not let anyone in. The seven dwarfs have forbidden me to do so." "That is all right with me. Here, I'll offer you one of these fresh and delicious apples in return of a piece of the bread loaf dear." When Snow White saw the beautiful and shining apples, she could not resist to have it. She could not resist to have it. She went into the kitchen, brought big loaf of bread freshly made for the seven dwarfs' meal. She gave it to the old lady and took the apples in return for the dwarf's meal. She barely had a bite in her mouth. She fell on the ground, dead. The wicked queen transformed into her real self. White as snow, red as blood, black as ebony wood. The seven dwarfs shall never ever awaken you. She immediately ran back to the palace and stood in front of a broken piece of mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is fairest of all?" The mirror finally answered as she was wishing. "You, my queen, you are the fairest of all." When the dwarfs came home in the evening, they found Snow White lying on the ground. She was not breathing at all. She was dead. They lifted her up and looked at her longingly. They talked to her, shook her, and wept over her. But nothing helped. The dear child was dead, and she remained dead. They laid her on a bed of straw, and all seven sat next to her and mourned for her and cried for 3 days. They were going to bury her, but she still looked as fresh as a living person and still had her beautiful red cheeks. We cannot bury her in the black earth. She should remain white, spotless as she still is. They made a transparent glass coffin so she could be seen from all sides. They laid her inside and wrote with golden letter in the box, "Here lies the Princess Snow White."